Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. I don't know what happened to Cynthia this morning, but I'm sure if she's able to, she'll come on as soon as she's available. Today's topic, first, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. The topic today is finding joy. And I'll start off with a quote that I found by Jonathan Groff. And the quote is just follow your joy always. I think that if you do that, life will take you on the course that it's meant to take you. That's by Jonathan Groff. And I found 9 different ways to find joy. But before I go tell you about those, I'll just share with you. I find joy in animals, in nature, a good laugh, and silliness. So personally, I feel if I can integrate those things into my life, I'm doing pretty good. Um, and when I'm full of gratitude, it's so much easier to do that. So I'll start with I think I'll start with the 9 ways of finding joy. And a young lady by the name of Serene Page wrote this up. So first off, some of the benefits of raising joy of your overall life is raising your mood, supporting longevity, boosting your immunity, and it promotes a healthier lifestyle. So I'll add that in here. All right. So the first way to find joy is to skip the comparison game. How many of you find yourself comparing yourself to others and to other situations? Oh my gosh. Hello, Cynthia Luna. Yeah, I thought you might be having some connection issues. Come on board when you can. So the first way to find joy is to skip that comparison game. Don't be looking at your friends and comparing your life to theirs. Your life is different than theirs just by sheer existence. Comparison will always be the thief of joy. And when you start comparing your life to others, it immediately puts you into a scarcity mindset. And we've talked about mindset and abundance thinking here on Cooler Talk. Puts you in a scarcity mindset and even an envious mindset. Spending time looking at what you don't have only serves as a time waster, and it also steals your joy. The second way to find joy is to enjoy the small things, the little things in life. Sometimes it's important to remember that the small things are everything. In an era of doing everything at warp speed, we often skip right over truly savoring moments that are pleasurable. Um, and enjoying those small things can include seeing a child smile, reading a good book, walking with your dog, cuddling with your cat, experiencing alone time for me, especially in nature, and enjoying your morning cup of coffee, which I do on a regular basis. And when you take the time to savor these experiences, the practice itself can lead you to feel happier and more welcoming of joyful moments, no matter how big or small, more easily. The third way of finding a joy is start a conversation. That's kind of how Cynthia and I started Cooler Talk. We started with a conversation, and we were working with an affiliate program, and we struck up a conversation and found out we had a lot of values in common, and we were like we felt a need to share our thought, the experience, strength, and hope uh, with the world, if you will. So we started Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. So we're just here. We're not experts. We're just sharing our lives and our perceptions about it. And when you start a conversation as social beings, it's important for us to connect with others. It really is. We were not designed to be isolated. Social connection has been an essential part of healthy living since the dawn of time. Therefore, that's why Facebook started and so many other social networks to connect people. Experts agree that social interaction has an impact on people's positive emotions too. And, you know, whether you've kept away from people because of the pandemic or have kept yourself overbooked and overworked, do make time for conversation. I know there are days where I'm just starving for conversation. It's like everybody's too busy to have a casual conversation. Um, and I that disappoints me, but I get over it. Um, and one Harvard study that started during the Great Depression, which my parents lived through, found community and connection kept people happier and living longer. And I think about as I was growing up, the social activities that my parents and my parents' friends organized on a regular basis really brought them joy. They just had more fun seeing each other and just enjoying life. And I was actually thinking about that the other day, and I kind of miss those days. Gosh, now if I try to organize a party, it's like um, you almost have to beg people to respond and say, yes, I'm coming, or no, I'm not. And unfortunately, because of that, I stopped inviting people over. Um, but that's okay because that Valentine's Day is coming up, and I'm reconsidering that decision. I don't think it was a good one. And any day of the week is a good time to connect with others. You can chat with friends and loved ones over the phone, by video calls, during socially distanced backyard events, and more. And even a short chat with someone in line at the store may be enough to lift your mood. It has for me. I enjoy meeting new people. So here's another quote for you, and it's by Carlos Santana, great musician. If you carry joy in your heart, you can heal at any moment. I'm going to put that in the chat box. Yeah, I loved his music. Santana. Yeah. Okay. And number 4, play. I don't know about you, but I have not been playing enough lately. I said earlier I like to be silly and just get goofy. Finding it harder and harder to find people to get silly with and just downright goofy. But that's going to change because I will find you. I will hunt you down. So number 4 is to bring joy into life is to play. Oops, didn't want to do that again. Almost duplicated. Just a second. Okay, so number 4 is to play. Find time to play. And why in the world I'm procrastinating over going down to the community center and the gym and being around people who, they're playing. So I have to get off my butt. Um, and yeah, I like what Cynthia said. You'll attract people who will play with you. I'm glad you're loving the show today. I wish you'd come on in anytime. Okay, so break away from stress temporarily by playing intentionally. Whatever looks like to you, make time for it when you feel your to-do list swelling or your tension headache tightening. Easy ways to play as an adult: play with the kids if you have them or grandkids. Get on your child's level and play on the floor. Try to take on a childlike mentality of being carefree and enjoying the moment. I love feeling that way. Love puzzles? Keep a small puzzle like a Rubik's Cube or small mental puzzles on your desk. Solve away your stress and squeeze stress dough. I happen to have a little, let me show you. I have this little, I think it's a little dolphin that was my mom's. And it's like a little stress ball. Just, squeeze it. And it helps strengthen your wrist too. um, and Play-Doh. I used to love playing in Play-Doh. So build little sculptures and play like you would with regular Play-Doh. There's a reason kids always look so happy when they're playing. They're being carefree and enjoying the moment without worry. I would agree with that. Let's put that in there. Okay, let's see. What's the next one? Create a joy list. Oh, I like that idea. Create a joy list. When's the last time you took a pause? Let me copy that. These bifocals get in the way. Took a pause to think about all the things in your life that bring you joy. And I've been thinking about that lately too. That's why I was so quickly able to talk about my pets. I mean, just watching those two interact sometimes is hilarious. And it brings me joy to watch them. Um, and whether it's activities, people, pets, or another joy bringing object, reflect on it often. Take a moment and write a list of any and everything that brings you joy. Um, that list may include anything as simple as seeing a sunrise. Oh, yes. Or as deep as being thankful for a supportive spouse or friend. If you want, keep it on your phone in a note and look it over whenever you're having a bad day and need a little joy lift. I actually do have a list like that on my phone. Similar. So Rumi, who is, I believe, is a philosopher, said, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. How many of you agree with that when you think about it? Yes, it is a great way to fall asleep, Cynthia. List your joys instead of sheep. I'm with you. List your joys instead of sheep when you want to fall asleep. And one of my favorites is spread kindness. Acts of kindness don't need to be elaborate to bring others joy. In fact, the less you have to think about it, the more it becomes a habit and infuses joy into your daily life. Oh, I loved Rumi. Yes, he's my joy too. Number 6, spread kindness. Spread kindness, not gossip. Acts of kindness don't need to be elaborate, like I said. It does bring others joy. So, some ways to bring joy to yourself and others uh, can be emailing a compliment to a friend or coworker, running an errand for a single parent, sharing a self-help book you enjoyed, which I recently did because a friend of mine she is the hospice. Her mother's in hospice at home with her, and I shared a book that helped me um, when my mother was reaching the end of her life, or dropping off groceries to a quarantined friend. And I have a neighbor 2 doors down, and she just had elbow surgery. She fell at work, and we're trying to get our times coordinated so I can take her out to the store so she can get out of the house. And additionally, research does back up that spreading kindness does you good too. One study found that individuals were happier when they performed a variety of kind acts. Mix it up and you'll find varying levels of joy along the way. And number 7, spend time with nature. I think I said that earlier. That's one of my joys. Oops, spending some time with nature. Hug a tree. I haven't hugged a tree lately, but I love to sit out in my backyard with my shoes off, under the trees and looking up and watching the wind blow those leaves, just listening to the sounds and watching the birds and so on. And when you get outside, you may find stress levels do reduce right along with your anxiety. If you're in your bare feet, I've read that that's called grounding. There's more on that topic, but not today. Additionally, quiet time in the great outdoors can induce a reflective mood. Research shows a 90-minute walk outdoors reduces the activity in the brain that focuses on negative thinking. Oh, is that why during COVID, when I was walking along the canal, there were so many other people out there walking and they were all smiling and happy? So I think there's something to that. Can't get out in nature due to inclement weather or other reasons. Right now is that time of year. Bring nature to you. Even the sounds of nature or viewing nature. Think natural landscape wallpapers for your phone or computer or even an indoor plant. I'm about to put my forest backdrop up, which is just a bunch of trees and it's bright green. It reminds me of spring and summer. And John Keats, a poet, said, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." Definitely. Definitely. And Cynthia's typing there. See your comments here with my back and forth. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is awesome, Cynthia. Definitely. Very awesome. Why we want to hide inside, I don't know. I do some a lot of times, and I'm there. I just go outside, even if you're sitting in a chair in the sun. My gosh, and let go of the negative. Oh my God, there's so much negativity going on out there. I have been cutting out and cutting out and cutting out negativity, and when as I discovered, I it's kind of like decluttering my house, um, decluttering the negative thoughts, the negative people, the negative environments. How do you feel after receiving bad news or negative feedback? Well, probably not so great, right? Negativity has a way of going on a loop in the brain and instantly stealing joy. It's like an endless loop sometimes. You can make a conscious decision to let go of negativity. Just say stop. Um, but let the joy in by being intentional. Cynthia just talked about being intentional. Write it down if it helps. Write down the negative emotion, then crumble it up into paper and toss it out. I have a jar. I call it a God jar. And if something is really, really bothering me, I'll take a piece of paper out and I'll write that what's bothering me on the God jar fold it up, and turn it over. And I put it in the God jar and let go of it physically. Well, it's helped me tremendously. I just emptied that God jar of 30 years of stuff, and I didn't even read what was in there. I just said, okay, everything's resolved. I know you took care of this, and I let them go. So now I'm starting with a fresh God jar, and it's been kind of empty for a while. I'm happy to say. And number 9, wear your favorite items. So what if nobody's dressing up? You can. So what if it's not a special occasion? If you have good fine china, bring it out. Use it. Enjoy it. I'm ready to put mine in my regular cupboard just so I can enjoy that every day. Then I catch myself worrying about what if I break something? Well, I got to stop worrying about that. Just live in the moment and enjoy what's there. When you put on your favorite sweater, necklace, perfume, china, it probably puts a smile on your face. And at the very least, you feel an inkling of joy and maybe even sigh as you put on your favorite cozy pullover on. There's something about wearing special pieces that can turn your day around. If you're ever in a slump and maybe you've become accustomed to too many work from home yoga pants days, I'm there right now. Consider what you're wearing. When you dress up in clothes that make you feel good or spritz a favorite scent onto your skin that evokes a special memory, it does spark joy. And Frank said, I don't think all the misery, but the beauty that still remains. I mean, ponder on that little thought for a second. I don't think about the misery, but the beauty that still remains. Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. Yeah. Yes, sweatpants, Cynthia, huh? I love it. Oh, looks like I just put something in here twice. Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened, but I'm not going to fix it till later if I can. So, where will you find joy today? Now that you have an idea of where and how to find joy, I challenge you to make it your new mission. Okay, I challenge you. Well, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that I can bring you some joy. I love bringing joy to people when I can. So, after I made that challenge, how will you uncover joy in each and every day? How do you plan to do it? How are you going to do it? Even if you have to start small by starting with a smile, whether to yourself or others, that's a step in the right direction. Give the other above activities a try at least once, too. Keep it simple. It doesn't need to be over the top. Most of all, keep in mind that you don't have to wait for a certain experience, moment, or person to bring you joy. That's a valuable lesson there. You can create your own joy whenever and however you wish. If the flies on the wall could see me sometimes here in my townhouse, some of the goofy things I do to bring some joy into my life, they would just laugh and shake their heads because I love being silly. When you practice experiencing joy daily, it may eventually become second nature and help you enhance your overall emotional state day in and day out. So, There we go. 9 ways to find joy in your life. And I'd like to thank this young lady, Serene Page, for summarizing that so nicely for us. And yes, you can do it when you're sitting in traffic or stuck in a meeting, Cynthia. Absolutely. And it makes people wonder what you're up to when they see you over there smiling and everyone else is sitting there in their misery in the boring meeting. Um, anyway, so glad you liked the list. So, folks, I challenge you to start from this moment, start from this day to find joy in your life. Focus on finding joy in your life. And with that, thank you so much for coming to Cooler Talk with Rhonda and Cynthia. Cynthia joined in the chat box because she's having connection problems. We'll see you next week. And by all means, please send us a text about the joy that you're finding in your life. And with that, I'm going to wish you adieu and have a fabulous, joyful day.